Hey everybody, welcome to Nashville. It's another rainy day. Not really raining yet, but it is an overcast. It's kind of chilly out. A lot different from Florida, but it's good to be here. Um, anyway, I've been watching quite a bit of Netflix lately. So I got quite a few shows I've been reviewing, watching several, like some, didn't like others. Let's just go over the list of shows that I've been watching. First of all, one of the things I've been waiting for is Shameless. Other people have probably already seen this. I don't have Showtime, so I didn't see it when it was live or when it was originally broadcast. But it did come to Netflix with their last season, and this is pretty much definitely the last season. You could tell by the last episode just by the way everything happened. And the whole season was kind of leading up to it. There's a lot of hints that it's going to be the last season. I didn't read anything about this before I watched it, but I watched it. But it didn't. It was pretty much what I expected. It didn't disappoint. It is what it's always been. And it's always irreverent humor. They kind of go way overboard on pretty much everything. I think the references to police was a little overboard, but the way they did it, it was kind of a poke in the eye a little bit of the issue, but it was still kind of funny. So that series is funny. If you haven't seen any of it, there's 10 seasons of it. It's a lot to watch. You can see the kids grow from young kids to they're all adults now, and they're all getting into their own trouble. It's actually really funny series. If you get offended easily, don't watch it because it offends everybody. They're very offensive, always breaking rules, violating the law, just doing whatever they want, whenever they want. A lot of drug use, alcohol use, all over the place. But it's funny. It is worth the watch, especially if you've seen the past seasons. Get caught up and watch the last season. It was pretty good. I do give it a thumbs up on that one. Next one I saw was Midnight Mass. I know I've heard other people talking about it. Other people liked it, so I know other people liked it. I liked it. It wasn't what I expected. Again, this is one of those I didn't read a lot about before watching it. I just saw the previews and it looks interesting. So I started watching it, and again, that one didn't disappoint. It was actually really, really good. A lot of things I didn't expect. The way everything happened, it kind of gives you hints along the way. A lot of them you're going to miss, but you'll see once you get to the end. It's pretty good. I like that one. That's definitely a thumbs up. Then there was a couple series that I've been waiting for. I saw season 1 of these, and then the season 2 came out. The first one was Lock and Key. Lock and Key was a series I thought that was going to be. It looked like it was going to be like kid show, tween show, maybe somewhere in the teens. But as I watched the first season, it's like, whoa, okay, they started doing some things that kind of out of that range. But the second season, it kind of really puts it out there. Okay, if you don't know what the story is this family moves into this house after their father dies. So they move into the father's family's old house. It's called the Key House. And it's funny because the last name of the family is Locke. Locke. That's their name. So they move into the Key House, and the kids start finding these keys, and they figure out these keys actually do different things. So each key has a specific thing it does. So they start learning what all these keys are. And of course, you have the bad guy that wants to get the keys. So it kind of leads up to that. I'm not going to tell you anything about season 1 or 2. You're going to have to watch it. I liked it. Season 2, when they start off, they kind of just throw a bunch of stuff in that happened like between the season that nobody's seen, and all of a sudden they have extra keys that do extra things, and they didn't show how they found them all, but it kind of plays into the storyline. I think they did it to cut time instead of having to find all the keys and figure them all. They just assume that they found all the keys and figured them all out. They know what they're doing with it, and they still find extra keys in the new series. So that was one I was looking forward to, and I really liked it. So it's worth the watch. Another one called Another Life. It's about these aliens that landed on Earth and nobody knew anything about them, and they sent a crew up in space to find out more about them. And so at the end of season 1, it was questionable whether the aliens were good or bad. The aliens are kind of weird. They're all like, it's like energy. They pretty much take any form they want. Their ship they travel in is like a living metal. At least that's what it looks like. They were testing on how to get through the metal. Nothing they could do could destroy the metal. So it's interesting. I'm actually still watching this series. It's a good series. I can't remember the woman's name that stars in it, but she was in the new Battlestar Galactica series. You'd recognize her, I'm sure, but she's really good. She's the captain of the spaceship that went to go find out who they are, who the aliens are. But it's worth watching. It's a good sci-fi movie or series. It's pretty good. It's a little deep and a little strange in places, but well, it's sci-fi, so it can go anywhere it wants. Okay, so next you have Oats Studio. I saw this. It's like, that looks interesting. It has Sigourney Weaver in it, and so started watching it. Sigourney Weaver's in the first episode, and it's about a dystopian planet. Aliens have attacked and pretty much destroyed everything, and there's only a few humans left, and they're trying to fight back. It's like, okay, you're watching that, and it kind of comes to the conclusion of the first episode. And then you start watching the second episode. It's like the second episode is completely different. It's not a continuation. Each episode is its own story. I had a lot of problems with this. I mean, I liked the first story was pretty decent, but it really didn't come to a conclusion. It just ended. So that was kind of stupid, especially when I saw the second one. The second story was horrible. Third story was horrible. Yeah. They had a couple decent stories through it. Some of the episodes were like 20 to 30 minutes. Some of the episodes were like 6 minutes. I mean, it was just all over the place. Towards the end, they started doing these stories with actually all computer graphics. And it's kind of neat, but they had no background to them and no conclusion. They were just things. It just, they didn't mean anything. Had no real storyline, nothing. So, Oat Studio, definitely thumbs down. Don't waste your time on it. It was not so good at all. Definitely not worth watching. Not worth the hour and something to watch them all. It's not worth it. Go on something else. maybe go on to the trip. Okay, this one's from Norway. It's about this couple who are kind of like in a rut. They're always arguing at each other, and he's like a director, writer, producer, whatever else he does, and she's an actress. Anyway, they're always at each other's throats, and so they decide to take this trip up to their cabin like they do all the time, but both of them have other plans when they get there. And the funny part of it was all the plans just go awry. it it wasn't real funny, but it was funny enough. It was kind of fun watching because you didn't know what was going to happen. Things turn. Okay, you're going this direction, all of a sudden things just turn. So it was kind of fun. That one actually is probably worth the time. So watch The Trip. Next one was Night Teeth. Night Teeth. It looked a little hokey to begin with. I saw the trailer. Started making it look a little interesting. So we started watching it. We watched it, and it was actually pretty decent. It's basically about vampires are living in LA. Okay, they were fighting with the humans, and they had vampire hunters. They were fighting back and forth. They were just killing each other. So they came to a point where they made an agreement. Okay, the vampire hunters won't hunt them anymore as long as the vampires don't feed on unwilling people and they don't go into a certain area. So, doing this, and the vampires actually, they worked at night and they did all the things they could. They amassed all this wealth, so they became extremely wealthy. But the vampire hunters stayed around just in case. And this was all about all that crumbling down. So there's always one guy who doesn't like the rules. He's got to go beyond the rules because he thinks he can own everything. So it turned out to be a decent movie. If you like vampire movies, it's pretty decent. That was good. Going to the other extreme, Sweet Girl. Sweet Girl had Aquaman in it, but he's a father and a husband. His wife has cancer, so he's trying to save his wife, and the company puts out these drugs that could help his wife, and then all of a sudden they pull it off the market, and he threatens to come after the owner of this drug company if he pulls it off the market, and his wife dies. Well, they end up pulling it off the market. His wife ends up dying. So he ends up getting some of this information about what's going on. That's real deep, long connection between a lot of different people. It's a big, huge conspiracy about these drugs, and a lot of people are connected. But where the Sweet Girl name comes in is his daughter. He's been teaching his daughter how to fight her whole life. With him being a big guy, he's teaching her all the different moves and how to fight and how to survive in any occasion, so she can fight. So it's just a battle between him and this whole big conspiracy. And with this big conspiracy, there's actually someone out to kill him and to kill the people involved in the conspiracy also. So it's actually a really decent movie. A few little sad parts. The twist at the end was something I didn't see coming at all. That was mind blowing. But watch Sweet Girl. It is a good movie. It's really good. All right, that's all I have. But there are some series that are coming back in December that I've been looking forward to, and I know some of you probably are too. One of them's The Witcher, coming out for season 2. You know that it's about this guy who he is a witcher. It's not really a witch; he's a witcher. But I haven't seen the trailers for it. I know the trailer just came out, and I haven't watched it yet. But I've been waiting for that. It comes out December 17th. And the other one is Cobra Kai, coming out with the 4th season on December 31st. Kind of an odd day for it to come out, but it's coming out December 31st. Oh boy, don't know what they're going to go with this one. Don't know where they're going to go, since the two houses are kind of joined now, which you thought they were going to do that one, and then you thought they were going to do it in 2. Yeah, it's just the way it happened. So we'll see where that one goes. And well, thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel, make any comments, anything you want me to watch that I haven't watched or reviewed. Let me know. I may have already seen it, but I can review things. If there's anything else coming up that may seem interesting to you, let me know. But just keep watching. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see future videos. And I hope you have a great afternoon. Bye.